Okay, today we're going to do 6-2 proportions, and proportions we're going to use for a while, so this is just kind of the intro to them. A proportion is an equality of two ratios, so we learned about ratios in 6-1. Okay, ratios, this would be like 6-9 and 8-12. So proportions are two ratios that are equal. Alright, so when we look at this one right here, this proportion right here, 6/9 is equal to 8/12. We know that two different ways. We can reduce 6/9 down if we divide by 3, so we're going to have 2/3. And if you divide 8 and 12 by 4, you'll also get 2/3. So we know that they're equal because they reduce to the same fraction. Well, we also know it because of cross multiplication. Okay, which you're going to use the rest of the time. Cross multiplication. Okay, it's also called cross product. Okay, you might hear it called that. So what you do here is you multiply. Okay, you multiply, you just make an X, you multiply across. So 9 times 8 is 72. 6 and 12 is 72. So one side equals the other, they're the same. Okay, so that's two different ways to show that those are equal. Okay, so what we really use proportions for and what we really use cross product for is to solve for proportions. So x over 9 equals 4 over 6. Now, if it didn't say use cross products, then you wouldn't have to do it this way, but since it says that you have to do it this way. Some of you can already look at this and know what this is going to be, but let's just do it this way because it'll get harder. So 6 times x is 6x equals 9 and 4 is 36. Now we have to solve for x. We go way back to solving equations. I told you you'd be using it all year. So x equals 6. Okay, now pretty much most of you could have known that from the beginning. That is fine, but for now you have to use cross product because it's going to get harder. We're going to get into decimals and stuff like that in just a few minutes. So here we have, it doesn't matter which one you do first. I normally try to put the variable first just because that's the easiest to look at, or that's just what we're used to. And then 4 times 55 is what? 220. Okay, and then you need to solve for x. So we divide by 5. X equals, it should equal 44 if that is all correct. And you could have known that because 5 times 11 is 55, so 4 times 11 is 44. But just humor me for now, okay? So this one just says, does 4/6 equal 10/14? So you could do this a few different ways. If you just want to reduce it, then just reduce it. So 2 goes into 4 twice, 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 10 5 times, 2 goes into 14 7 times. So those are both reduced all the way. So no, they do not equal each other. Okay. You can also do the cross multiplying, and whoop, I lost my pen there. Okay. You could also do cross multiplication. So 60, does that equal whatever 14 times 4 is? So 14 times 4, 4 and 4 is 16, 56? No, it does not. So either way, if it doesn't tell you which way to use it, you can use either way. Okay, last two. So this is where it becomes really relevant, and you're really going to use this. Okay, so if you have 8 oranges that cost $3.28, how much do 12 oranges cost? How much does 12 anyway? How much do 12 oranges cost? So if we have 8, so we need to set up a proportion. We have 8 oranges for $3.25 or $3.28. You can put the $3.28 on the top. It doesn't matter. Equals, what are we looking for? We're looking for the cost. Since the cost was on the bottom here, you line them up. Then the cost is on the bottom here. Number of oranges is on the top here, so number of oranges is on the top there. On these, if you put the 328 on the top to start, that's fine. You just have to flip this side. Okay, it does not matter. You will end up with the same answer. Okay, so when we cross multiply, this is why you have to know how to cross multiply, because they get a little harder. 8x and 3.28 times 12. Oh, the one I used is different. I'm not sure what 3.28 times 12 is. I guess, well, I'll just do it real quick in my calculator. You guys can probably do this quicker than me. 3.28 times 12. Whoops. 3.28 times 12 equals 39.36. Then we divide by 8, because 8 times x, so we want that by itself. So divide by 8, and that equals $4.92. You have to know what we're dealing with here. So what this is saying, and you need to check, does this make sense? Okay, so 8 oranges cost $3.28, so 12 oranges will cost $4.92, which at least makes sense. It should be more. Okay, so if you get a smaller number, you know you've done something wrong. Okay, last one. A recipe calls for 5 parts sugar, so 5, you can even write sugar over 4 flour. Okay, and what it means by parts is just, it depends on what you're making. If you're using something where you would use 5 cups, and you would use 5 cups sugar, 4 cups flour. If you were using tablespoons, you'd use 5 tablespoons sugar, 4 tablespoons flour. So it just depends on what you're dealing with. How much flour, so flour is what we're looking for, would you need if you used 8 parts sugar? So again, the sugar, you line it up. Sugar's on the top here, so sugar is on the top here. And then we cross multiply again. So 5x equals 4 and 8 is what? 32. Okay, so then we're going to divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 6.4 cups of flour, which would be hard, or 6.4 parts flour. Okay, make sure and label so we know that you know what you're talking about. Alrighty, that's it. That's proportions.